What is up, PMPBeta? Alright, NateTh3Grate here, and we got a battle today against ZachAttax64. It's a standard OU battle. It's actually a Rain Dance move team against a Drought ability team, so hope you enjoy. Alright, so he's going to lead off with his Ninetales, obviously, because he's a Sun team. I'm going to lead off with Tomahawk, my Staraptor, and he's going to get his Drought up, which normally I would go for the U-turn scouting a switch, but I felt like if he stayed in with the Ninetales and I took it out with a Brave Bird, it would already be good game for me, practically. And I am adamant Reckless, and I know Ninetales isn't physically bulky. But he does switch to that Cresselia, so I'm forced to switch out. I decided to switch out to Kingdra so I can get a Rain Dance up. I see his Reflect, so I'm thinking he's dual screens, Moonlight, and Attack. So I think it's safe for me to get up a Rain Dance, and I'm not going to get statused, but it turns out he has a Thunder Wave. So yeah, that sucks a lot. So, I'm going to actually go for another Rain Dance, predicting his switch out to Ninetales, which is exactly what happens. So, I don't get Parahaxed, which is fantastic. I get the Rain back up, which is more fantastic. And I'm going to go for a Hydro Pump on the switch, hoping to hurt something. He goes to Darmanitan. I'm like, oh my god, it's going to die. Hydro Pump misses. Oh my god. Typical. Alright, so I go to 2-factor, my Porygon 2. I trace the Sheer Force, which is nice because it means I get power boost on both Thunderbolt and Ice Beam. So he goes to that U-turn, which leads me to expect he's Scarfed as it didn't do much at all. He goes out to his Ninetales. I try and T-Wave it, but he Hypnosises me, which sucks a lot because it would have been nice if it missed because Hypnosis is like 60 accuracy in this generation, which is really shaky. So I'm going to be chilling here asleep. I'm hoping I get the first turn wake up, but it doesn't happen. So I'm starting to get a little bit pissed off because his Venusaur is setting up on me, and I don't really have anything I can switch into it. So I actually wake up this turn, get off a Thunder Wave, and yeah, I'm pretty much feeling good about myself right now. So I get off that Sheer Force Ice Beam. It actually doesn't even bring him down to red, so I guess he's running some HP investment instead of the full speed, because he is Chlorophyll, which means full speed isn't necessary. And so I just start recovering, fishing for the Parahax, knowing that if it doesn't happen, Life Orb Recoil will kill him off anyway. So he Seed Bombs me, and it actually does a fair bit. I think it goes from max to min here, though, because as you can see, after I recover the second time, I actually gain HP after I recover, which is kind of interesting, but, you know. It's the damage ratios for you. So he's going to bring his choice Darmanitan back in, superpower my ass, and kill me off, which sucks, but I was pretty much fodder anyway because my HP was not exceptional at that point. So I go into Tomahawk knowing that I'm going to outspeed it. I go for the U-turn predicting his switch, specifically to Cresselia. So here I go into my Ferrothorn, because I figure Ferrothorn's one job this match is going to be to get up rocks. Because my Ferrothorn is carrying Stealth Rock. I feel like it's much more important to have reliable residual damage that I can set up in one turn than better damage that I can set up in 3 turns. He actually predicts my switch when he switches to Ninetales, goes for the Energy Ball. But after I get up rocks, my Ferrothorn's job is pretty much done. So I can hit it with the Gyro Ball. He actually switches out, which kind of confused me. Maybe he's choiced and goes into his Darmanitan, which means I can Gyro Ball that too. And he's going to go for the Flare Blitz in the sun, 4 times super affected, stab, boosted by Sheer Force. If that's not the definition of overkill, I have no idea what is. So along with Iron Barbs and Recoil, it's going to kill himself off. He's going to bring his Cresselia back in. I'm going to bring my Tomahawk back in. I'm going to U-turn out because I don't want to stay in against this thing. I actually go into my Manectric now because I am running a Specs Manectric which has Switcheroo on it. So my plan is to Switcheroo the Specs onto this thing so it's pretty much useless for the rest of the battle. And you will see that tricking the Specs onto this thing will kind of be annoying later in the match. Not in a bad way, though. So, he gets his Specs, I get his Lefties, and he's going to be locked into Reflect, which is great. I go for a Volt Switch, knowing he has to switch out. He goes into his Lilligant, which scared the shit out of me, to say the least, because these things are fast. I don't know what kind of hidden power he's carrying, and they've got the sleep powders. So I go into Kingdra, knowing its status, it's probably my best option to get some damage off on it. I actually go for the Rain Dance, which does happen, which is great, because it means his Chlorophyll is not in effect. He gets a Giga Drain off of me. It actually did more than I expected it to do, because Kingdra is naturally bulky, but I guess he's running 252 Modest. But here's where my plan is. I'm going to bring my Choice Scarf Staraptor, knowing he's probably not running full investment on his Lilligant, because he wasn't running full investment on his Venusaur, and it seems kind of pointless, because he is running Quiver Dance with Chlorophyll. So I go for the safe Brave Bird here, because this Lilligant really scares me, and I don't want it staying alive. So he's going to get into his Cresselia, and it's going to pretty much wall me. But he goes for an Ice Beam. I guess he expected me to stay in, try and kill it off. So here is where the fun starts happening. Devious the Toxicroak is going to wreck shit up, to say the least. I'm going to get up a free sub, and because I know he has to switch, because I know he's locked in. So, because this Ninetales gets Sun Up, Dry Skin is actually now hurting me instead of healing me at the end of each turn. I know to get my sweep going, I have to stay behind this sub. Sucker Punch does kill, so I'm like, take that, you fucking Ninetales. I was really glad that that killed, because it means that I am still behind a sub. He actually switches into his Volcarona, which struck me as odd, because I originally thought he was going to go into Lilligant, break my sub, and then go for the Sleep Powder once my sub was broken. But, you know, I guess he thought I would have gotten that early turn wake up, and I guess he predicted a Sucker Punch there to kill off his Volcarona, but I actually go for the Swords Dance, predicting his Quiver Dance, and then go for the Sucker Punch, predicting his attack. So, everything's going great for me so far. I'm +2 behind a sub. Everything's going really well. So he switches in his Lilligant. At this point, it's good game, because his Lilligant can't really do much of anything to me, and I'm going to one-shot him with Drain Punch. Even though he said after the battle he was running significant HP investment, Lilligant is not physically bulky, so my Toxicroak is going to make short work out of that. So this is where, as I said earlier, the Cresselia's specs start to annoy me, because of all the moves he decides to lock himself into, he locks himself into Moonlight, which kind of annoyed me, because I knew he was going to lose there. I mean, we both knew it was a good game at that point, especially seeing he's... Why would you do that? It's just stalling pointlessly. So, you know, it sucks, but it's all cool. So, he was a great guy to battle, though. He was really polite the whole battle, especially for Cerebee's Wi-Fi chat where I met him. A lot of the people there can get pretty rough if you've ever been there. So he was really nice. Make sure to check out his channel, which will be in the description. Make sure to check out my channel, which is going to strictly be for Wi-Fi battles. I'm not going to do anything else other than those. And my channel is going to be in the description. Remember to subscribe to PMPBeta if you haven't already, because this channel really is awesome. The whole thing is just a great project. And as you can see, he's going to begin to struggle himself to death, which is probably the most entertaining thing to watch in Pokemon. But he's not even going to get the last struggle off. I am actually going to Drain Punch to finish him, which was pretty cool. So yeah, it was a good game, and it was a lot closer than I expected, because there was no real steady momentum the entire game. We both kind of kept stopping each other. So it was really interesting to see how it kind of played out in the end. It was a great game. Like I said, remember to check out both of our channels and rate, comment, subscribe. Later.